Welcome to the Bible Quiz and Trivia channel. Today, we're delving into the pivotal moments of the arrest, trial, and crucifixion of Jesus with 30 thought-provoking questions. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video to support our content. After the quiz, share your score in the comments. We love seeing how well you do. Are you ready? Let's get started. Question 1. Who betrayed Jesus with a kiss? A. Peter. B. Judas Iscariot. C. John. D. Thomas. Answer B. Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus with a kiss in the Garden of Gethsemane, signaling to the arresting soldiers whom to detain, as recounted in Matthew 26:48-49. Question 2. What garden was Jesus arrested in? A. Garden of Eden. B. Garden of Gethsemane. C. Garden of Bethany. D. Garden of Olives. Answer B. Garden of Gethsemane. Jesus was arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane, a key location where he prayed before his arrest and faced great anguish, described in Matthew 26:36 and following verses. Question 3. How many pieces of silver was Judas Iscariot paid to betray Jesus? A. 30 pieces. B. 20 pieces. C. 50 pieces. D. 40 pieces. Answer A. 30 pieces. Judas Iscariot was paid 30 pieces of silver to betray Jesus, fulfilling the prophecy of Zechariah and marking one of the most infamous acts of betrayal, as documented in Matthew 26:15. Question 4. Which disciple cut off the ear of the high priest's servant during Jesus' arrest? A. Peter. B. John. C. James. D. Andrew. Answer A. Peter. Peter cut off the ear of Malchus, the high priest's servant, during Jesus' arrest, an impulsive act aiming to defend Jesus, mentioned in John 18:10. Question 5. What was the name of the high priest's servant whose ear was cut off? A. Malchus. B. Barnabas. C. Ananias. D. Caiaphas. Answer A. Malchus. The servant's name was Malchus, whose ear Peter cut off. Jesus subsequently healed him, demonstrating his compassion even towards those arresting him, as noted in John 18:10. Question 6. Before which Roman governor was Jesus tried? A. Herod. B. Augustus. C. Pontius Pilate. D. Tiberius. Answer C. Pontius Pilate. Jesus was tried before Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor of Judea, who found no basis for the charges against him yet ultimately authorized his crucifixion, detailed in John 18:28-40. Question 7. What crime was Jesus accused of by the religious leaders to justify his execution? A. Theft. B. Blasphemy. C. Adultery. D. Sedition. Answer B. Blasphemy. Jesus was accused of blasphemy by the religious leaders, a charge that was punishable by death under Jewish law. This accusation stemmed from his claim of being the Son of God, as described in Matthew 26-65. Question 8. Which criminal was released instead of Jesus during Passover? A. Barabbas. B. Justus. C. Barnabas. D. Dimas. Answer A. Barabbas. Barabbas, a known criminal, was released instead of Jesus during Passover, as Pilate adhered to the tradition of releasing a prisoner chosen by the crowd, recounted in Matthew 27:15-26. Question 9. What was Pontius Pilate's symbolic act to show he was not responsible for Jesus' death? A. He tore his robes. B. He washed his hands. C. He closed the gates. D. He turned away. Answer B. He washed his hands. Pontius Pilate washed his hands in front of the crowd to symbolize that he was not responsible for the decision to execute Jesus, a gesture signifying his attempt to absolve himself of guilt, as found in Matthew 27:24. Question 10. Who denied Jesus 3 times before the rooster crowed? A. John. B. James. C. Peter. D. Thomas. Answer C. Peter. Peter denied Jesus 3 times before the rooster crowed, fulfilling Jesus' prediction and marking a moment of profound personal failure for Peter, detailed in Matthew 26 to 69:75. Question 11. What did Jesus say to Peter when he cut off the servant's ear? A. Put your sword back in its place. B. Strike them down. C. Let him go. D. You know not what you do. Answer A. Put your sword back in its place. Jesus admonished Peter, telling him to put his sword back and warning that all who draw the sword will die by the sword, emphasizing a message of peace even in the face of arrest, as described in Matthew 26:52. Question 12. On what charge did the Sanhedrin Council find Jesus guilty? A. Inciting rebellion. B. Violating the Sabbath. C. Blasphemy. D. Robbery. Answer C. Blasphemy. The Sanhedrin Council found Jesus guilty of blasphemy for claiming divine status, which under Jewish law was punishable by death. This verdict is pivotal in the trial narratives, particularly in Mark 14 to 64. Question 13. Which disciple followed Jesus at a distance during his trial and later denied him? A. Matthew. B. Peter. C. Thomas. D. John. Answer B. Peter. Peter followed Jesus at a distance during his trial and later denied him 3 times, a series of actions showing his fear and confusion during the critical hours of Jesus' arrest and trial, as noted in Luke 22:54-62. Question 14. What title did the soldiers mockingly use to refer to Jesus? A. King of the Jews. B. Prince of Peace. C. Son of God. D. Light of the world. Answer A. King of the Jews. The soldiers mockingly referred to Jesus as King of the Jews, using this title to ridicule his claim and the expectations of a Messiah, as they dressed him in a purple robe and placed a crown of thorns on his head, described in John 19:2-3. Question 15. What item was placed on Jesus' head as part of the mockery? A. A golden crown. B. A crown of thorns. C. A helmet. D. A laurel wreath. Answer B. A crown of thorns. As part of the mockery, a crown of thorns was placed on Jesus' head by the Roman soldiers, symbolizing the scorn and contempt they had towards his claim of kingship, an act mentioned in Matthew 27:29. Question 16. What was the inscription on the sign placed above Jesus' head on the cross? A. King of the Jews. B. Son of God. C. Savior of humanity. D. Prince of Peace. Answer A. King of the Jews. The inscription on the sign placed above Jesus' head on the cross read King of the Jews. This was intended to denote the charge against him and mock the claim to kingship, as recorded in John 19:19-20. Question 17. How many times did Pilate declare Jesus innocent before finally sentencing him? A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. D. 4. Answer C. 3. Pontius Pilate declared Jesus innocent 3 times in an attempt to release him, showing his reluctance to sentence Jesus, but ultimately caving to the pressure of the crowd, as detailed in Luke 23:22. Question 18. What was offered to Jesus to drink while he was on the cross? A. Water. B. Wine mixed with gall. C. Milk. D. Vinegar mixed with myrrh. Answer B. Wine mixed with gall. While Jesus was on the cross, he was offered wine mixed with gall, a mixture intended to numb pain, which he refused upon tasting. This event is noted in Matthew 27:34. Question 19. Who helped carry the cross for Jesus? A. Simon of Cyrene. B. Joseph of Arimathea. C. Nicodemus. D. John the Apostle. Answer A. Simon of Cyrene. Simon of Cyrene was compelled to help carry the cross for Jesus on the way to Golgotha. His participation is highlighted in Mark 15:21 as a significant act of bearing the burden. Question 20. At what time was Jesus crucified? A. At dawn. B. At the 3rd hour. C. At noon. D. At the 9th hour. Answer B. At the 3rd hour. Jesus was crucified at the 3rd hour of the day, which corresponds to approximately 9 a.m. according to Jewish timekeeping, as mentioned in Mark 15:25. Question 21. What were Jesus' last words before he died? A. It is finished. B. Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. C. My God, why have you forsaken me? D. All of the above. Answer D. All of the above. Jesus' last words included several statements, among them, it is finished. John 19:30. Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. Luke 23:46. And my God, why have you forsaken me? Matthew 27:46. Question 22. Which 2 criminals were crucified alongside Jesus? A. Barabbas and Justus. B. Justus and Dismas. C. Dismas and Barabbas. D. None. Only Jesus was crucified. Answer B. Justus and Dismas. 2 criminals, traditionally named Justus and Dismas, were crucified alongside Jesus. Dismas is often referred to as the penitent thief, who asked Jesus to remember him in his kingdom, as per tradition in Luke 23:39-43. Question 23. What supernatural event occurred upon Jesus' death? A. An earthquake. B. The temple veil was torn. C. Darkness covered the land. D. All of the above. Answer D. All of the above. Upon Jesus' death, several supernatural events occurred. There was an earthquake, the temple veil was torn in 2, and darkness covered the land, signifying the monumental nature of the moment, as recorded in Matthew 27:51-54. Question 24. Who asked Pilate for Jesus' body for burial? A. Mary Magdalene. B. John the Apostle. C. Joseph of Arimathea. D. Nicodemus. Answer C. Joseph of Arimathea. Joseph of Arimathea, a member of the Sanhedrin and a secret follower of Jesus, boldly asked Pilate for Jesus' body for burial. His request is detailed in Mark 15:43-45. Question 25. What type of tomb was Jesus buried in? A. A communal grave. B. A tomb cut out of rock. C. A burial mound. D. An above-ground sarcophagus. Answer B. A tomb cut out of rock. Jesus was buried in a tomb cut out of rock, a new tomb where no one had yet been laid. This type of burial was typical for wealthier individuals and is specified in Matthew 27-60. Question 26. Which group of people were the first to discover the empty tomb? A. The Roman soldiers. B. The Sanhedrin. C. Women followers of Jesus. D. The 12 apostles. Answer: C. Women followers of Jesus. Women followers of Jesus, including Mary Magdalene, were the first to discover the empty tomb early on the morning following the Sabbath, as described in Luke 24-110. Question 27. What did Pilate place outside Jesus' tomb after his burial? A. A guard. B. A stone. C. A seal. D. Both A and C. Answer D. Both A and C. Pilate placed a guard and set a seal on the stone of Jesus' tomb to secure it, at the request of the Pharisees who feared the disciples might steal the body. This is outlined in Matthew 27-65-66. Question 28. How did the chief priests and Pharisees ensure the tomb was secure? A. They placed guards. B. They sealed the stone. C. They posted warnings. D. Both A and B. Answer: D. Both A and B. The chief priests and Pharisees ensured the tomb was secure by placing guards and sealing the stone, as they were concerned about Jesus' body being taken to fake a resurrection, as mentioned in Matthew 27-62-66. Question 29. Who witnessed Jesus' crucifixion from a distance? A. The chief priests. B. His family and women followers. C. Roman soldiers. D. All of the above. Answer: B. His family and women followers. Jesus' family and women followers, including Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James and Joseph, witnessed his crucifixion from a distance, a poignant detail noted in Matthew 27-55-56. Question 30. What did the Roman centurion say after Jesus died? A. Truly this was the Son of God. B. He was innocent. C. We have killed a righteous man. D. May his death be on us. Answer: A. Truly this was the Son of God. After Jesus died, the Roman centurion overseeing the crucifixion exclaimed, "Truly this was the Son of God." This declaration acknowledges the divine nature of Jesus and is a significant confession, as recorded in Matthew 27:54.